That last class I have given the definition of sampling theorem. Is that it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I have also saying what is the aliasing, okay, in the diagram. In the third case, okay, in third case of the derivation that I have given in the last class, what is the third case? That is omega s minus omega m. What is the third case? Third case is
Omega s minus omega m less than omega.
Omega m. Okay. If you bring this omega m right side, omega s equal to twice omega m. Okay. And if you plot those, if you plot the signal, this is the plot of the sample signal in the frequency domain. Okay. This is the case when the sampling frequency is less than twice of omega m. Okay. This point is what? Omega m. Okay. This point is minus omega m. This point is omega s minus omega m. This point is omega s plus omega m. Okay. Since this point omega s minus omega m less than omega m was so this point is omega m, this point is omega s minus omega m. Okay, by looking the diagram also we can see that this omega s less than omega m, or we can write like this omega s less than twice of omega m. Okay. If it is less than omega twice of omega m, there will be overlap region. Okay. Okay. This overlap region is called aliasing. Aliasing. Okay. Aliasing means the component of this part and this component of this part signal is overlapped. Okay. And since overlapped, we cannot reconstruct the signal back. Okay. Back, if you take the bandpass filter also, we cannot find the original signal back, because there has some means distortion happened in the aliasing effect. Okay. So this is called aliasing if the sampling frequency is less than twice of omega m. So by definition, you can write like this. What is called aliasing? You can write like this: overlapped region. Okay. The overlapped region, in case of this third case, is undersampled. Okay. In case of undersampling. Okay. Represent this overlap region represents aliasing effect. Okay? Aliasing effect. This aliasing effect can be solved. Okay. Or can be removed using two methods. Can be removed using two methods. Using first method is considering this omega s twice omega m. That should be fixed. Okay. This is not equal. This is greater than. Okay. You can write equal also. You can write equal also, no problem. That considering that omega s should be greater than or equal twice of omega m, then there will be no aliasing effect. That condition you should remember. Otherwise, second condition is by using anti-aliasing filter. Okay. By using anti-aliasing filter, we can remove this effect. Understood? By these two methods, we can remove this aliasing effect. This much you should know. We are not going to give details of this anti-aliasing filter. That is not also in our syllabus. Just we should know what is aliasing. What is aliasing? Because when the sample is undersampled, okay? If the sample frequency is less than twice of message frequency, then there will be a overlap region. This overlap, due to this overlap region, there will be some distortion. Distortion happened in the signal. We cannot recover back the signal properly. Okay. This effect can be removed with two conditions. One is considering omega f greater than twice of omega f. Another is taking the anti-aliasing filter. So this much you should know. Completed? Have you completed writing? So next is Nyquist rate. What is called Nyquist rate? NYQUI as the Nyquist rate. Sampling theorem I have given definition. Next, aliasing I have given definition. What is called Nyquist rate? It is the minimum sampling, okay? It is the minimum sampling rate at which we can recover the signal back, or we can say this is the minimum sampling frequency at which there is no aliasing effect occurred. There, like that also you can say. Please write the definition. It is the minimum sampling rate at which signal can be converted into samples and can be recovered back without distortion. Means there will be no aliasing effect without distortion. What is that condition? Nyquist rate is if take a frequency in terms of frequency, right? Fn. If Fn is the frequency component sampling frequency, then this would be twice of omega m, or you can write Fm. Okay. If you write omega m, then this will be the omega m. This is the Nyquist rate. Okay. And Nyquist rate equal to Fs. You can write Fs also. Fs equal to twice of Fm. In S, I have written n. N means Nyquist rate. Okay. F of n equal to twice of f of n. Have you understand? So let me give some problem based on this sampling frequency.
Sure.
Yes.
Then what is the difference in sampling theorem and sure?
Okay. In the sampling theorem, what is the definition I have given? that a continuous time signal can be represented in its samples and can be recovered back when sample frequency fs is greater than or equal to twice of the highest frequency. Okay. In sampling theorem, what is the definition? In sampling theorem, what is the definition? That is fs greater than or equal twice of fm. Okay. That the sampling frequency should be greater than or equal to twice of fm. But what is the Nyquist rate? Nyquist rate is fs should be equal to twice of fm. Here one word is given, I have given. You can write, you can see minimum. Okay, this is the minimum sampling rate. That is fs should be twice of fm. In S, I have written n to make it more clear as a Nyquist. That's why I have written in S as a n. Okay. Here, there is a minimum sampling frequency at which the signal can be converted into samples and can be recovered back without distortion. Okay. But in sampling theorem, there may have some guardband. Okay, because we have taken the greater than sign. Is it clear?
Sure, thank you.
So please take some problems based on this sampling frequency. To signal x1 of t and x2 of t are band limited. Band limited to 2 kilohertz and 3 kilohertz. Okay, respectively. Find the Nyquist rate Nyquist rate of the following signal. Okay. x1 of twice t, x2 of t minus 3, 3, x1 of t plus x2 of t, 4, x1 of t cos 1000 pi t. Okay. So what is called band limited means there has fixed frequency, okay, present in the signal. Maximum frequency should be fixed. There should not be infinite number of frequency component present in the signal. That is called band limited signal. Okay. So two signal x1 of t and x2 of t has signal frequency component present is 2 kilohertz and 3 kilohertz. Okay. To find the frequency component, find the Nyquist rate of the following signal. Nyquist rate means we can find the minimum sample signal by which we can make its discrete time signal, okay, or sample signal. What is the frequency rate or sampling frequency should be? So, what is the That's x1 of t. What is the frequency? Let me solve first one. What is the frequency given? Is twice kilohertz, isn't it? Or you can write like this, not like don't write like this. You will make it will give you confused. Except t, the FM is f of 1 is what? This is 2 kilohertz is given, isn't it? So if you take the Fourier transform, x1 of t, what is the Fourier transform? You can write this x as x1 of omega, okay? You can write, or you can write f also in terms of f domain. X1 of t, Fourier transform is x1 of f. If we multiply x1 with a twice t, what will be the output of Fourier transform? Can anybody remember the Fourier transform property, that is scaling property of the Fourier transform? That is 1 by mod a x of omega by a or f by a. 1 by mod a means 2, okay? x1 of f by 2. Understand? So this signal is f by 2 means it will be scale version in frequency domain or expand version of the frequency domain. Can anybody remember what I am saying? If this is in f domain, okay, this is f domain. If signal is like this, suppose this is x1 of omega, okay, just you remember this is 2 kilohertz, okay. If you convert the signal as a x1 of, take this f, that right is x1 of f by 2, it would be expand 1 or a compressed 1. Can anybody say? x1 of 1 f by 2, this would compress 1 or expand 1? This is the property from the scaling property. This is compressed 1 or expand 1?
Expand, sir.
Expand, because
Expand.
a equal to half, which is less than 1. So this will be the expand 1. Okay. So if it is 2 kilohertz, what will be the range of this? This is the 4 kilohertz. Understand? This is the 4 kilohertz minus 4 kilohertz. So what is the maximum frequency present in the this x of t? Okay. So we can write maximum frequency of x1 of twice t is, let me write f maximum, okay? F maximum is 4 kilohertz. Then can anybody say what will be the Nyquist rate now? Based on the previous concept, the Nyquist rate would be Fn would be twice of Fm or F maximum, okay? Means 2 is twice into 4 kilohertz, means 8 kilohertz. Is it clear? Our question is to find the Nyquist rate. The Nyquist rate is twice of Fm. Fm means that is the maximum frequency present in the signal. Here maximum frequency of x1 twice t is 4 kilohertz. That's why it will be 8 kilohertz. Is it clear? Can I proceed to next page?
Sure.
The second number question is x2 of t minus 3. Okay, you should know the properties of Fourier transform. Okay, then only you can solve this easily. Otherwise, you will confuse. Okay, what will be the frequency component? So you should know the properties of the Fourier transform very well. So to solve this also you should know the properties x2 of t minus 3. Okay, so what is the frequency component present in x of t? X of t is fm2 is given as 3 kilohertz, isn't it? The maximum frequency present in the x2t is 3 kilohertz. So just apply the Fourier transform. Our x2 of t, if we take Fourier transform, that would be x of 2f. Okay, if we take the Fourier transform x of 2t minus 3, this is the shifted version in time domain. What will be the frequency domain Fourier transform? It will be there minus is given, then here minus will be come. Minus thrice j twice by f 3. Okay, this is the property from time shifting property of Fourier transform. You can see your note also. You have to multiply exponential term with the means this x2 of f. So if you look this Fourier transform of this shifted version of signal, there is no change in the frequency f term. Means the frequency component present in this shifted version signal will be same. Okay, there is no there are no changes in the frequency component. So you can write it like that. It does not going to change frequency axis. Okay, frequency axis or frequency component. You can write axis or component. Okay, so you can write maximum frequency of x2 of t minus 3 is f maximum. You can write thrice kilohertz because there is no changes in the component of f. So f maximum is thrice kilohertz. So it's again Nyquist state. Nyquist state f of n equal to twice of f maximum 2 into 3 kilohertz, nothing but 6 kilohertz. Is it clear? Just let me know when you're finished. And the other two are homework. You try your own. Okay, these two are homework. And let me know if you are unable to solve. Can I proceed to next page?
Yes, sir.
So till now, what we'll learn? We have learned the derivation of the sample signal. Okay, the plot, that is oversampling, undersampling, perfect sampling. We have learned. We have learned some definition of related with this concept like aliasing. What is aliasing? What is sampling theorem? Okay, what is Nyquist rate? Okay, we have learned. Okay, but in the initial classes only I have said that to know the frequency component present in the sample signal, we are going to discuss this topic. So now we are going to discussing about the frequency component present in the sample signal. Okay. So many question asked in the examination, they will give a equation and they will say what are the frequency component present on this signal. Okay. So please give you concentration. So now we are going to discuss about the component present in the signal, frequency component present in the sample signal. Topic is frequencies, okay, in the sampled signal. Frequencies in the sampled signal. So in the derivation, I have given the equation of the sample signal. The sampled signal the Fourier transform of sample signal is what is I have given in the derivation x of omega 1 by ts summation of n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of omega minus n omega s. That's I have given. You can write in types of f domain also, that is x of delta f equal to 1 by ts summation of n equal to minus infinity to infinity x of f minus n of fs. Like this also you can write in terms of f domain. So if you take this omega, okay, as a omega means the frequency component present in the message signal. Okay, if you take the message signal as a omega m, so if xt, okay, if xt has maximum frequency as a omega m, okay, we are taking this omega, okay, suppose the maximum frequency present in the omega t x of t is omega m, then what will be the frequency component present in the signal? Then we can say, okay, suppose if n equal to 0, at n equal to 0, what will be the frequency present frequency component present in the signal? If you have to remember this diagram also. This is the diagram, no? This is omega m minus omega m. This is omega m. This is omega s plus omega m. Okay, this is twice omega plus omega m. This point is nothing but twice omega s minus omega m. This point is omega s minus omega m. I have given in the last classes. So if n equal to 0, if n equal to 0 means this plot only this plot, okay? First plot in the y-axis, what will be the frequency component present in this signal is nothing but minus omega m and frequency component present in this signal minus omega m plus omega m, okay? Like that, if n equal to 1, if n equal to 1, just look in the positive side, okay? What are the frequency component present in the signal? If n equal to 1, that is omega s minus omega m and omega s plus omega m, okay? If n equal to 1, what are the frequency component? N equal to 2, or you can write n equal to minus 1. if n equal to -1, what will be the frequency component present? Minus omega s minus omega m and minus omega s plus omega m. This point, this is minus omega s, this is minus omega s minus omega m, minus omega m, this is minus omega s plus omega m. So like this, if n equal to 2, what are the frequency component present? Twice omega s minus omega m and twice omega s plus omega m. Like that it's going on, okay? Like this. If you put n equal to 3, 4, 5, n equal to -2, -3, -4, like this, it is going on. Just you have to remember this thing like this. Frequency present in sample signal is nothing but n of omega s plus minus omega n. Like this also you can remember. Understand? N of omega s plus minus omega n. Take n equal to 0, only plus minus omega m will come. Take n equal to 1, omega s plus omega m, omega s minus omega. Take n equal to -1, minus omega s plus minus omega m. Like that, you should remember. This is the very important concept. Very important concept. Many times it's asked in the competitive exam as well as any exam. This question has asked. Okay.